She was born in a storm, so peace felt foreign.
Mini-series stories by JBE Mindful Pathways. She didn't know how to rest. Not really. Even when her body stilled, her mind ran laps. Even when she wasn't moving, her thoughts sprinted. Stillness made her itch, like silence was a threat. She wasn't trying to be dramatic. She just came from noise. The kind that slammed doors, shifted moods, whispered threats. The kind that made you tiptoe even when no one was home. They called her intense, said she was too reactive, too emotional, too much. But they didn't see the house she grew up in, where arguments were louder than apologies, where survival meant scanning for danger, in tone, in temperature, in who came home late, where peace was never predictable, and that made it dangerous. So she grew up fast. She learned to anticipate, to overthink, to people-please. She also learned how to disappear, to shrink in her own skin and smile when she was breaking. By the time she got to her 20s, the storm had moved out, but it never really left. Now it lived inside her. She mistook anxiety for intuition. She called chaos passion. She found herself drawn to people who were unpredictable, the ones who texted in bursts, showed up late, left her guessing. They felt familiar, and she confused that with feeling loved. Healthy people bored her. Stability felt like silence, and silence made her spiral. It took her years to realize she wasn't addicted to love. She was addicted to adrenaline.
The chemistry of trauma bonds. Why chaos can feel like love. Psych Central.
To fixing, to trying to earn the peace that should have been hers all along. And when she finally found it, in a slow conversation, in a soft touch, in a safe home, she flinched because it felt too quiet, too calm, too unfamiliar. But she stayed. She stayed even when her nervous system screamed.
What is nervous system dysregulation and how do you heal it? Dr. Nicole LaPera, the holistic psychologist.
She stayed even when her chest tightened, even when she wanted to run. She stayed because something in her, something deeper than the storm, whispered, "This is what healing feels like." It doesn't always come with fireworks. Sometimes it comes with quiet, with a steady breath, with a day that doesn't unravel. She still had her moments. She still caught herself craving the rush of being needed, being chased, being chaotic. But now she could pause. Now she could breathe. Now she could choose. She was born in a storm, yes, but she was not meant to live there forever.
Note from the storyteller.
Some of us grew up with chaos so constant, we mistook it for love. This story is for the ones unlearning that noise, for the ones who are learning to stay, not in dysfunction, but in peace. If this story stirred something in you, know that you're not alone. Trauma doesn't always show up as flashbacks. Sometimes, it shows up as restlessness, as self-sabotage, as loving the ones who hurt you because they remind you of home.
How childhood trauma affects adult relationships. Very well mined.
Healing is not linear. It doesn't always feel good, but it does feel true, and that's enough to begin again. With grace, grit, and a love that refuses to quit. Keep showing up, even when it feels like no one's watching. Your presence is powerful. Your love is building something they'll one day thank you for. From one survivor to another. With strength and softness, Juju Divine Empress. Founder, JBE Mindful Pathways. Wellness advocate, writer, mother, Still learning, always loving.
This story is part of a quiet trilogy titled The Chaos We Carried. Explore more cinematic stories from the miniseries collection.